This is Mac OS Ken.
Apple has to answer to shareholders. Apple's adding to its Fitness Plus offerings, and a couple of anniversaries for some hardware. It is Monday, the 10th of January, 2022. I'm Ken Ray, and this is news from Mac OS Ken, brought to you by yours truly and sponsored by BetterHelp, online counseling that's there for you. Get 10% off your first month at betterhelp.com/macOSKen. This show is also sponsored by SimpliSafe, the right way to protect your home. If you've ever wanted to make your home feel safer, now is an excellent time. That's because the good people at SimpliSafe are giving Mac OS Ken listeners access to their New Year's holiday deals. 20% off their award-winning home security and your first month free when you sign up for their interactive monitoring service. I like SimpliSafe because it has everything you need to make your home safe. Indoor and outdoor cameras, comprehensive sensors, all monitored around the clock by trained professionals who send help the moment you need it. I also like SimpliSafe because you build the package that's right for you. Pick and choose the cameras, sensors, and other components that your home needs. Then set it up yourself. That part is really easy. Installing my sensors, base station, and keypad myself took me under an hour. It is a really easy way to start feeling a bit more peace of mind in the new year. So hurry. Take 20% off your SimpliSafe system, and your first month is free when you sign up for the interactive monitoring service. Visit simplisafe.com/macOSKen. SIMPLI. Again, that's simplisafe.com/macOSKen for 20% off your entire system. Apple is going to have to address a few questions it would rather not at this year's shareholder meeting. We heard last week that the meeting was going socially distanced again this year, compliments of the dreaded virus. When they do get together virtually, Apple will have to answer to shareholders for the way it handles dealing with the App Store in China. According to a piece from Apple Insider, an individual filing on behalf of Azad Asset Management wants to know why certain apps are removed from the App Store. While Apple says its annual transparency report answers that question, the filing apparently seeks specific answers about specific apps, not the aggregate numbers Apple offers. Apple had asked the Securities and Exchange Commission to block 6 shareholder proposals. The SEC agreed to block 3, including one tied to right to repair. It seems Apple's self-repair service announcement addresses those concerns as far as the Commission is concerned. 3 shareholder proposals will face a vote, though, including one regarding issues tied to forced labor, one tied to employee non-disclosure agreements, and the one about the App Store in China. Of course, Apple can still advise shareholders to vote the way it wants when the items come up for a vote. That usually works out for the company if memory serves. Apple's socially distanced shareholders meeting is scheduled for Friday, the 4th of March. So there was a story from Bloomberg's Mark Gurman over the weekend with which I'm having a bit of difficulty. 9 to 5 Mac highlights the story, which has Gurman saying Apple is not building a metaverse for the mixed reality headset that many, if not most, expect Apple to announce this year. Here's one word I would be shocked to hear on stage when Apple announces its headset, writes Gurman: Metaverse. I've been told pretty directly that the idea of a completely virtual world where users can escape to, like they can in Meta platforms, Facebook's vision of the future, is off limits from Apple. According to the report, Apple's focus is said to be on a mixed reality headset that is used for bursts of gaming, communication, and content consumption, but it will not be an all-day device. Hold up. Wait a minute. Who thought Apple was going to make its own metaverse? Apple thrives on the app economy. Sure, it made its own video streamer, its own bookstore, its own music service. it barely makes its own games. I mean, there's Texas Hold'em, and is there another one? And it hasn't tried social networks since Ping, unless I'm forgetting something, which is very possible. As for not thinking about it as an all-day device, isn't that going to be determined by the apps developers build for it, the services people sell through it, and how much people want to keep the thing on their face? I have no problem believing Apple is not going to make its own metaverse. In fact, I have so little problem believing that, I have trouble seeing this story as a story. New year, new workouts. iDownload blog has a write-up of a bunch of new offerings from Apple Fitness Plus. Starting slow with something we know, the piece says Time to Walk is back for a third season. According to the piece, the new season of Time to Walk will include such celebrity guests as Rebel Wilson, Bernice A. King, and Hassan Minhaj. If walking is not your speed, maybe it is time to run. This one's a tiny bit confusing. According to Apple's announcement, Time to Run on Fitness Plus is a new audio running experience designed to help users become more consistent and better runners, with each episode focused on a popular running route in some of the most notable and iconic locations. London first, then Brooklyn, then Miami Beach, according to iDownload blog. I assume that they are inspired by, not you have to be in those places. Yeah, I might try it and see. Next up, new Artist Spotlight workouts featuring the music of Ed Sheeran, Pharrell Williams, Shakira, and the Beatles. Those will be coming out once a week each Monday, according to the report. And finally, Collections. According to iDownload blog, Collections is a feature that brings in one place a curated selection of workouts and meditations from the library of 2,000 studio-style workouts and guided meditations. Best of all, Collections organize this content in a way that helps you reach specific goals. That does sound cool. Collections include 30-day core challenge, improve your posture with Pilates, perfect your yoga balance poses, run your first 5K, strengthen your back, strengthen your hips, and wind down for a better bedtime. An Apple Fitness Plus subscription is required for all of the new guidance and workouts. An Apple Watch Series 3 or later is required for Apple Fitness Plus. The new offering should start rolling out today, Monday, the 10th of January, according to the report. It was a big weekend for Apple history, and it would not be hard to argue for world history. A piece from Mac Rumors says Friday, the 7th of January, marked the 20th anniversary of the unveiling of the Sunflower Imac G4. That was the one with the floating display attached to a sort of half-dome base. Sunflower, lamp, call it what you want. The piece says the iMac G4 was innovative for its time as an all-in-one computer with a flat screen that can be moved around freely. Introducing the then new machine, the piece has Apple co-founder and CEO Steve Jobs saying, "The new iMac ushers in the age of flat-screen computing for everyone. The CRT display is now officially dead." Grand as that sounds, that is not the thing that made world history. Yesterday, Sunday, the 9th of January, marked the 15th anniversary of the unveiling of the iPhone. A separate piece from Mac Rumors says the original iPhone was a tiny little thing with a 3.5-inch LCD display, a plain old home button, a thick chassis, huge bezels, a Samsung processor, and a 2-megapixel camera. But it was still unlike anything else that was on the market at the time. The piece goes on to describe how limited other smartphones were and how Apple has led mobile phone design ever since. And if you doubt that, try finding a smartphone that doesn't look like an iPhone. It can be done, but it's not easy. Maybe the most telling piece on what the iPhone hath wrought was from CNET. It ran through a list of products vaporized by iPhone. That list includes stopwatches, point-and-shoot cameras, video cameras, personal digital assistants, calculators, GPS devices, watches, iPods and music players, calendars, books, landlines, magazines, paper maps, alarm clocks, portable gaming, audio recorders, and newspapers. Personally, I find some of that list debatable. If we accept the idea that the book is dead, I think Kindle and Amazon had more to do with that than iPhone. As for magazines and newspapers, one could argue that Twitter did those in, though would Twitter have changed the world without modern smartphones, which again, only happened because of iPhone? Apps. Maybe that is the real change. A category not destroyed, but created, for all intents and purposes, by iPhone. Anyway, the whole thing is worth pondering. Some piece I saw somewhere wondered what iPhone would look like in another 15 years. If it doesn't look like a pair of glasses or a pair of contacts, I want my money back. More news in a moment, but first a word from BetterHelp, online counseling that's there for you. When the pandemic hit, lots of stuff moved online. BetterHelp, sponsor of today's show, was already there, connecting licensed professional therapists with folks like you and me in a safe and private online environment. Here's what I like about BetterHelp. Counseling happens on your terms. You answer a few questions, and BetterHelp will assess your needs and match you with your own licensed professional therapist. And if they are not the right person for you, changing is incredibly simple. A while ago, BetterHelp matched me with somebody who we didn't gel. I had absolutely no problem changing. The next therapist they paired me with was great. We worked together for a while, sometimes on the phone, sometimes by text. See, that's another thing I like. Phone, tablet, text, computer. However you're comfortable, that is how BetterHelp works. If you need somebody to talk to, give BetterHelp a try. As a listener, you'll get 10% off your first month by visiting today's sponsor at betterhelp.com/macOSKen. That's HELP, betterhelp.com/macOSKen. Join over 1 million people who have taken charge of their mental health. Again, that is BetterHelp, HELP, betterhelp.com/macOSKen. And thanks to BetterHelp for sponsoring today's show. As iPhone killed iPod, so too did iPod kill the CD. Though as Miracle Max might say, turns out CDs are only mostly dead. According to a piece from MarketWatch, CD sales increased in 2021 for the first time in 17 years. It was not a big increase. According to a yearly report from music data compiler MRC Data, says the report, sales of CDs increased from 40.16 million units in 2020 to 40.59 million in 2021, marking the first time CD sales have increased on a year-over-year basis since 2004. Vinyl sales were also up, but that's been happening for a while. As for the rise in CDs, the report attributes most of that to 3 female artists in particular. MarketWatch says Adele, Taylor Swift, and Olivia Rodrigo all moved heavy volumes of physical CDs in 2021, as each artist released albums last year. Fun and anachronistic as the physical sales seem, it is still a streaming world. The MRC report says audio-on-demand streaming reached a new single-year high of 988.1 billion streams in 2021, up 12.6% from 877.2 billion in 2020. Apple is inked a deal for a high-profile biopic. Variety says Academy Award nominee Rooney Mara is set to star as Audrey Hepburn in an untitled film from Academy Award-nominated director Luca Guadagnino. Mara was nominated for her work in 2011's The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo and 2015's Carol. Guadagnino was nominated for his film Call Me By Your Name, and of course Hepburn, from Sabrina, Charade, and Breakfast at Tiffany's. You think you remember that film, don't you? Variety says plot details are being kept under wraps, but it is a biopic about Audrey Hepburn, so I say, well, that's one thing we've got. Renowned actor Sidney Poitier died on Friday at the age of 94. The first black winner of the Academy Award for Best Actor. A piece from Apple Insider says Poitier was known as a trailblazer in Hollywood, earning his first Oscar nomination for The Defiant Ones in 1958, then later winning for Lilies of the Field. Other films he starred in include Patch of Blue, Heat of the Night, Guess Who's Coming to Dinner, and The Blackboard Jungle. Somebody worthy of a documentary, to be sure. And it turns out Apple's been working on one. Since his death last week, Apple Insider says it has been revealed that work has been ongoing on a documentary about the landmark actor. According to the report, Harpo Productions and Network Entertainment are working on the film under Apple Original Films, with Oprah Winfrey executive producing the effort, according to Variety. It will be directed by Reggie Hudlin, known for films House Party and The Black Godfather, as well as regularly serving as an executive producer for the NAACP Image Awards. No word on when the documentary will be released. And finally today, the Golden Globes, put on by the Hollywood Foreign Press Association, are usually a glitzy, drunken kickoff to the seemingly endless Hollywood award season. This year, they were a much more muted affair. A piece from CNET says questions over lack of diversity, voting processes, and finances saw the awards, run by the HFPA, boycotted by celebrities. The awards were not televised, they were not live-streamed, but they did happen on Sunday, the 9th of January, and Apple TV Plus won. Though a number of actors, series, and films from the Cupertino streamer garnered nominations, the only award picked up was by Jason Sudeikis for Best Actor in a TV Series, Musical, or Comedy for his role as Ted Lasso. No word on who, if any, of the recipients actually picked up their awards. macOS Ken, brought to you by me and sponsored by SimpliSafe. Get 20% off your system plus your first month free when you sign up for interactive monitoring service at simplysafe.com/macOSKen. This show is also sponsored by BetterHelp, online counseling that's there for you. Get 10% off your first month with discount code macOSKen at betterhelp.com/macOSKen. Advertising handled by Backbeat Media, online at backbeatmedia.com. You can reach me a couple of ways. Info at macOSKen.com or call 716-780-4080. Until next time, that is news from macOS Ken. I'm Ken Ray.
Ciao.